Hi, my name is Griff, and welcome to Animal Behavior Explained. Today, we're going to be going over some of the approaches that you can take to study animal behavior. There are 3 different ways to tackle research questions, not only in animal behavior, but in science as a whole. They are empirical, theoretical, and conceptual. The empirical approach is probably what most people are familiar with when they think about science. It involves gathering data and creating conclusions from that data to make new, testable predictions. The empirical approach can be boiled down to 2 different types: observation and experimentation. In ethology, observational research is watching and recording behavior without attempting to influence or change it, whereas experimental research would be introducing some kind of variable to change behavior and seeing how that behavior changes or how much it changes compared to the control. The conceptual approach is to integrate unconnected ideas into a new one. Often, formulating these new ideas can change the landscape of a field. The best and most famous example of the impact that the conceptual approach can have on a field is Charles Darwin's research on evolution by natural selection. Looking specifically at ethology, there are breakthroughs such as W.D. Hamilton's research into kin selection, which has changed how ethologists look and approach social behavior. The theoretical approach to ethology is to create mathematical models to attempt to predict the outcomes of behaviors, or why an animal would initiate a behavior and how it might have an impact on the individual, and if it lives in a social group, the social group. One example is the optimal foraging model, which tries to predict how animals will choose a food source based on how much that food source will increase their energy intake and decrease their energy output. There's plenty more models on resource selection, but also kin selection, ecosystem diversity. I'm not good at math at all, so I don't know how these people created these mathematical models. So in the future, I will try and cover them as much as I can, because there's a lot of literature on them and how they work and what each of the variables mean. But don't expect me to try and create one or teach you how to create one, because that is far out of my league. Ultimately, combining all 3 approaches is probably the best way to go about research. Going out and collecting data, then coming back and approaching it from all different angles and ideas, bringing in other research from other researchers that they might have never connected together before, and then creating a new model for future researchers to base their work on. But of course, play to your strengths, because like I said before, I could never make a theoretical model. Anyway, that was a brief overview about how to go about researching animal behavior through all of these approaches, either individually or in tandem with each other. In the future, I'll tackle these approaches on their own, especially some of the specific models and theories that have been created in the past. But until then, please, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and subscribe if you want to see some more animal behavior stuff. I'll be moving out of the theoretical structural stuff and going into some more what I think is interesting things, but need to cover my base first. And I will see you next time. Have a good one.